What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. Dying Light 2 just had one of the biggest updates it's ever received in over a year, tweaking and changing a lot of the core fundamentals that give Dying Light its identity, which include mostly the parkour systems and the horror aspects. If you are interested in all the changes that Dying Light received, I have a separate video up on the channel for you. I'll link that down below. Now, with all those changes, of course, comes some patches and some new bugs and glitches. So yes, it is that time of the year where we cover every working glitch after the recent patch. Any big glitches I mention in some of my older videos that aren't mentioned here are unfortunately patched. Some of the glitches I do mention here do have their own videos though, where I will go over them in more depth. So if that's the case, I'll be sure to mention it, and I will link it down below also. Timestamps are on the time bar and the description. Let's get into it. Now, after patch 1.11, we are missing a lot of awesome glitches from back in the day, including the duo duplication glitches, invincibility glitch, weapon dupes, and the unlimited quad damage shotguns. But you know what does make everything better? Blowing up my friends in giant mechs. And if you're the same, then Mech Arena tournaments are for you. Mech Arena is an awesome free-to-play online shooter that you can play on mobile or desktop. Now, one of the best features in the game is the tournaments. These are weekly competitions where you can unlock really sick awards by competing against other players. In my opinion, the best part about it is that you get paired against other players around your skill levels. You're not going to get destroyed as a new player. This means tournaments are awesome to grind out for resources to upgrade your mechs and their weapons. Not to mention there is a free-for-all mode which has no teams. I had not tried this mode until earlier this week, and man, it is a lot harder than I thought. But if you do perform well, you feel so good taking over the entire lobby. In honor of Plarium's anniversary, the epic space themed event Solar Survivor has kicked off. They've already revealed 3 new 5v5 maps, the legendary Scorpius mech with its onboard javelin array, as well as the new chain gun and fragment gun weapons. And we can look forward to the new missile weapon called the Disruptor and Chimera, a unique looking heavy duty pilot. So hop on, outrank your friends, and bathe in all the glory. Don't forget to pick your mechs wisely and support your team. Cooperation is key. Now, I'll remind you that Mech Arena is completely free to play on Android, PC, and iOS right now, and you can use my personal link or scan my QR code to get bonuses worth $30. We're talking 1 skin, 1 Prodigy crate, and 5,000 credits. And if you're quick, you can add me as a friend and we can play some games. Don't wait around, I hope to see you participating in the arena tournaments. Big thanks to Mech Arena for sponsoring the channel. Let's get back into the video. Now, there is still a working glitch that allows you to infinitely farm inhibitors. Now, this isn't new, and I'm sure most of you have already maxed out your inhibitors, but if you started a new account like I did, or perhaps you're new to the game, then you can actually max out all of your stats in only a few minutes. To do this, you want to head over here on the map in Old Villador, inside a container on the roof of a building. I'll show you what my skills look like right here, and you can see I've only got 109 inhibitors with 1 upgrade. And once you're in here, you simply pause your game, go online menu, and then quick join a random player. Now you'll see when I load in here that my character actually obtains an inhibitor. Well, you actually obtain 2 inhibitors instead of 1, which you can see right here when I go back to my skill menu. Not sure why this works, but it does, and abuse it while you can. The next glitch is probably the best in the entire game, and it has gotten even better since the newest patch. Now this is of course the OP weapon glitch, where you can get your hands on some of the DLC weapons from the arena, which have amped up stats and are borderline overpowered. Unfortunately, with the volatiles buff that they received in the patch, they aren't killing them any quicker than normal weapons, but these weapons will absolutely tear through any other zombie type like absolutely nothing. Now, to get your hands on one of these weapons, you want to start an arena activity, and then you're going to find a weapon in that activity that you can pick up. Now, you want to hold the cancel button shown on the left of your screen, and as the icon rounds the button just before you quit out, you want to quickly pick up that weapon. Now, the game is going to glitch out, and you're actually going to have that weapon in your inventory for you to keep. Now, the weapon stats show up pretty poor, but they're inaccurate. The damage on these weapons is actually crazy, like I mentioned earlier. Now, the new part of this glitch is you can actually launch into the spectacle missions, and then you can make use of the new throw weapon ability. So what you want to do is charge your weapon attack, and there should be an option to throw it. So once you've thrown that on the ground, you're just going to repeat that process from before and pick it up. And if you do that successfully, you've now got a spectacle weapon to keep forever. Now, I do have a full guide that showcases this method a little bit better on my channel. I'll link that down below if you're interested. Next up, we've got the mission reward dupe. Now, this can be used as an infinite farm for a lot of things. It could be money, items, scrap, whatever. Now, to do this, you want to find any mission or objective on your map that gives an item or weapon reward. Now, this could be UVs, weapons, grenades, whatever, as long as you can equip that item and use it. Now, the example I'll be using is this camp right here that gives a weapon as the reward. So all I need to do is go and finish the objective, but just before I do that, I need to ensure that I do have a full inventory of whatever it is I'm trying to duplicate. In this case, it's that weapon. Once I've done that, I need to make sure that I have a free slot in my weapon wheel. I'm going to select that free slot and then finish the final objective to get the reward. Now you can see here where it says I've got the weapon, but when I go into my weapons, the slot frees up. Now this is because it is glitched. So I can infinitely drop this weapon on the floor, or I can infinitely dismantle it for unlimited resources. Now you can sell the dropped weapon if you're dropping it in front of a vendor or something like that. Now there's a lot you can do with this, but unfortunately you would run out of missions with these rewards eventually, so it is finite. Next up, I think we have the oldest glitch on the list to my knowledge. Now there was a brief period where I thought they fixed this glitch, but it seems to be working as well as it used to, and this is of course the invisibility glitch. So this doesn't always work, but I found if you come to the Holy Trinity and find a patch of grass here up on a roof, it should almost always work. So when you're here, just climb on a roof and find some grass. Once you've crouched down in the grass, you'll see the hidden eye symbol at the bottom of your screen. Once that's there, you're going to open up your map and fast travel far, far away. Now, I like to go straight to the Huntress as it almost always seems to work. And when you arrive, you should have that eye symbol at the bottom of your screen anytime you crouch. If you do, that means it worked. Now, you can't go to sleep, but you can do whatever else you want. And if you are crouched, you are basically unkillable. Now, if you arrive and you don't have the invisible symbol, just go back and try again until it works. And lastly, we have the solo item dupe. Now, this one is a little confusing to grasp. Again, a full video going over it in depth is on my channel, so check that out if you get confused. But essentially, you need to fill the accessories section of your inventory, and then you need to fill a stack of whatever it is you want to dupe. Now, this does unfortunately mean it can only duplicate craftable items that you can consume or use, such as a booster or the UV lamps. Now, if you do have a full stack and a full inventory, then you want to go ahead and drop 2 of the item that you're trying to duplicate on the floor. Now go to your craft menu and just craft that item again. Now when you craft, it is always in a stack of 3, so you won't lose out on any items, and the game doesn't actually use any of your crafting resources either, which means you can infinitely craft this item for free, which is essentially a dupe. And that is it, my friends, for all the glitches that still work after patch 1.11 that you should know in my opinion. There are of course plenty of other glitches and bugs in this game, but I deem these ones to be the only ones of use currently. Some people do count dropping items to your friends and rolling back your save as a dupe glitch, but I mean, you can do that in most multiplayer games. It is just exploiting saves, and if you need a guide for that, I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Another massive thanks to Mech Arena for sponsoring the channel. You can check out Mech Arena in the link in the description. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.